Esta es una manzana.
Okay, hang on. I had to turn off all the things. Oh, yeah, okay, my mic is working. Hello, 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 people of the stream. I'm back. Did you miss me? I missed y'all. Hello, Judy. Good to see you, my friend. I hope you are recovered from Multiverse a couple weeks ago. Anita, hello, hello. How are you doing today? I'm tired. I'm still, yeah, I'm tired. Whew. Jay! Hello. How are you today, friend? Judy is recovered but forever tired. Same, my friend. Yeah, I'm just really worn out. So, I got home from Multiverse on Monday. Well, I left Multiverse on Monday, and then I had to run a bunch of stuff to Decatur, which is kind of northeast. And then I had to go all the way home, which is due west. And then a few hours later, I had to take Toby to the airport, which of course is due south, and then come back up. And then on Wednesday, we started my mom's radiation treatments. So that's why I wasn't here last week. I just had no spoons to deal with anything last week. I was just like, nope, not doing a thing. LJ says it's been a bit of a day, but I'm doing all right. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, so that's why I didn't have any streams last week because basically um, I had appointments like because I had an eye appointment for me on Thursday. So like I had appointments every single day um, of the week last week between my mom and me. And then this week we've already gone to radiation twice. And then our last appointment is tomorrow. So that will be done. And then next week, we've got some other appointments that we had to push back because of the radiation. So yeah. So that's been what's been going on with me. I've just been very, very tired. Um, and feeling, oh, not gonna lie, I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed by things, even though multiverse actually really kind of invigorated me. And then I got home and I just basically fell on my face. So yeah, so it's been, it hasn't been an awful couple weeks. It's just been busy and in some ways emotionally exhausting. So, which feels like every fucking week now these days. So, no, Ariel, welcome in, and thank you for the hugs, Judy. I appreciate you. Hugs right back. So, what's everybody working on? I've literally not worked on anything except for stuff I had to work on. And then there's a whole bunch of things that I haven't done that are just like things that will take me 5 minutes, but I'm just like, no, I do not have the energy to do those things. So today I'm going to try to do those things. We'll see how it works out. I feel like my camera is too zoomed in. I feel like I'm all up in your face. So I think I'm going to try to zoom out just a hair. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, move. Oh, wrong way. Okay, that feels a little better. Like, does that better for y'all? That feels like I'm not like you're not looking up my nose or anything. Is that better for y'all? Um, let's see. Ariel says day job and getting prepared for a phone interview. Is the phone interview for a new job? Like, what's going on? Judy says working on that project I read at Slush Pile. Oh, that was so good. So good, Judy. Anita says, I'm doing my newsletter, finishing the outline for the book I'm writing next month. Very cool. Very cool. Thank you, LJ. I always worry that sometimes when it looks good to me, it doesn't look good to other people. So, Ariel says, I'm not looking for a new job, but it's 100% remote, so I'm intrigued. I can understand why that would be intriguing. For sure. For sure. So, y'all look at my war wounds. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I've got like these little scabs all up my arm and stuff, and a couple on this arm, and those are from the cat. But now that it's hoodie weather, which I'm very happy for, my arms will be protected when I'm with the cat. So yeah. So but speaking of hoodie weather, y'all, it has been so rainy and gross this week here in Atlanta. Like this kind of underscores to me that I cannot live in places like the Netherlands where it's very gray and rainy a lot because we are on day 3 and I just don't even want to get out of bed. It's just like, it's not that I need sunshine all the time. I absolutely do not. But like, as a matter of fact, I would like just like vaguely cloudy days without being overcast, if that makes sense. Um, Let's see. LJ is either going to game or work on the current novel. Game, work on the current novel. For me, it's been watch Below Decks or be productive. Watch Below Decks or be productive. And it's mostly been going watch Below Deck. Um, so yeah, that's my current obsession is Below Deck. Um, I'm hoping that like my brain will let go of it a little bit at some point because again, I'm not getting anything done. But that's where I am right now. And it's just been a really stressful month. I mean, it's been a really stressful decade, really stressful year, really stressful month. And I'm trying to give myself some like allow myself some grace, but I also have to be careful because I will totally take advantage of the grace that I allow myself. So, so yeah, but I had already decided before Multiverse that, these 2 weeks, like the 2 weeks after Multiverse, before the beginning of November, that I would really go easy on myself because, it was really stressful. Like the whole lead up to Multiverse was incredibly stressful, like irregularly stressful. I mean, it's always stressful coming up to a big event that you're planning. Always. Like that's normal. But like there were some pieces that were like way harder than normal. And then, with everything with my mom and all that kind of stuff. So and then I had a floater in my eye, like I had this dark shadow in my eye that was like it looked like a string with a knot at one end and a knot near the end of the other end. And so that was what my appointment was Thursday because I did not have time before Multiverse to get into the eye doctor, even though it started 2 weekends before Multiverse. I just didn't have time and energy both. So I finally did that last week as well. So like there's been a lot of things going on the last few weeks. So I did decide to give myself, a little bit of a break coming into as I, finishing out the month. So I'm still in that break time. So I'm trying not to beat myself up too much about things I'm not getting done, but I do need to get some things done. So that's kind of what I'm going to be working on. Um, it's just various little things like the Dragon Con. They've set up the Dragon Con uh, volunteer back end for the directors to go ahead and get in there. And, so like I haven't done that yet. I haven't sent my review of the Dragon Con feedback I've gotten back. There's been a lot of things I have not done. So and again, these like doing the sign up for the Dragon Con volunteer back end, like will take me literally 2 minutes. And I've just been looking at the email in my inbox, just looking at the subject going, oh, I should do that. I should really do that. And like, so it's stuff that will literally take me like 2 to 5 minutes and I've just been putting them off. So I'm going to work on knocking some of those out today. Let's see. You wouldn't like Ireland right now. That's exactly why, like, I like the idea of like moving to Ireland because, Ireland. But yeah, I would hate the weather. I would hate the weather. Um, let's see. Oh my God, James is here. James, where have you been? We missed you. I missed you. I can't speak for everybody else, but I also feel like everybody else should have missed you as well. So, hello, hello, hello. LJ says, I did the same this week, but the good thing is that in the middle of real life stuff, I'm getting some book stuff sorted out finally. Go you. That's awesome. Yeah, Judy's like, God, what a mood. Yeah, I just feel like we're all in the same boat. And, in terms of the world, that's exactly what they're trying to do, right? They're trying to exhaust us because an exhausted population is way easier to control than a rebellious population. So, all right. James says one of the hardest lessons I've had to learn in therapy is to have the same compassion for myself that I would for a friend. I'm still not great at it, but I'm working on it. We are very much our own worst enemies, I think, especially creative types, because we are also sensitive to so many things. We are sensitive to human emotion. We are, and in some cases, I don't want to say overly sensitive, but more sensitive than a lot of other people, right? Because we have to be, because that's part of how we create our art is through that emotion, because art without emotion is AI, if you want to get right down to it. But you know what I mean? Like, so it makes sense that it can sometimes affect us a little bit more than it affects non-creative types. So, LJ says, I love it, but my body hates heat. So, yeah, my body hates both. Like, my body likes just like middle of the road temperatures. Like, right now, like I could go this cool. I don't mind this cool. Like, it's in the, I don't even know what the temperature is right now. It's been like, we were very warm and then all of a sudden we were not. So it's currently, it was like 58 this morning or 48 this morning Fahrenheit. Y'all have to do the Celsius thing. It's currently 50 degrees here in Atlanta. I don't mind these temperatures. I like these temperatures because I get to wear my hoodies and I get to wear my nice sweaters, and I get to wear a robe, which I would have been wearing, except I really turned the heater on in my office and was like sweating myself out a few minutes ago, although I'm getting a little chilly again. But I get to wear all those comfy things I like to curl up in. So I don't mind this temperature. If it was not rainy, this would be my perfect temperature for me, but it's rainy. And I don't even mind rain for a day or two, but we're on like the third day in a row of actual rainy, drizzly, gross weather. And it's supposed to last at least one more day, and I'm just tired of it. I'm just tired of it. So, yeah, anyway. So yeah, my body hates all extreme temperatures. It doesn't. James says, I miss you too. I've been, oh goodness, well, kind of all over the place, honestly. I mean, I feel you on that. My friend, I feel you on that. So, but I hope that you'll be hanging out with us a little more. And also, you need to get back to your schedule on the Discord because you haven't done that in a while, at least when I checked it a few days ago. So, get on it. How about that? Meh. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into working and doing stuff. I think I'm going to start with that Dragon Con stuff that I've been putting off. Everyone loves fall, but forgets that it's super rainy and cloudy. I mean, it's always super rainy and like honestly, here what I found is that you usually have a couple days of rainy and gross, and then you got a couple days of nice, and then you got a couple days of rainy and gross, and then you got a couple days of nice. I'm cool with that. I'm okay with a couple days of rainy and gross, but man, this week it's killing me, is what I'm saying. So, anyway, all right. Shall we get into it? I'm probably not going to search for a new spirit today because again, that just feels beyond me right now. Like, and it's kind of it kills me because it's like that is also not that hard, but it just feels like beyond me right now. So, so yeah, so we'll do it again. So we're not going to be streaming tomorrow because I've got mom's last appointment, but I should be streaming next week again. I'm not sure if I'm back on my normal schedule next week because I think I might have an appointment. Let me see. Oh, wait, maybe not. No, it looks like oh, yeah, okay. Wait, that one is over there. Yeah, no. We should be on a regular week next week. So, fingers crossed on that. All right. So we will be back at it next week. Jane says the quick version is my wife didn't listen when I said I don't overdo it when working on your kitchen, and we had a work bug that became this never worked. That became drama that I got mad about and just fixed to shut people up. And the mom feelings have been coming up, but I've also been working on that writing project. So yeah, that does sound all over. That sounds all over for real, for real. So, I mean, I get it. I get it. I feel like that's kind of I feel like everything is all over is sort of the tagline of this entire decade. It is like so shitty. Okay, I need to move this down a little because I've moved it down as far as I can in my other piece. Damn it. I need to set an alarm on my phone to do the thing. Yes, you do. You need to set an alarm on your phone to do the thing. Or, start coming to Sunday nights again, and then that will remind you to do the thing for the upcoming week. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm Italian and also raised Catholic, so of course I have a handle on the guilt tripping thing. That's a thing I can do. Yes. You made it! We are just about to get started. Welcome in, welcome in. Okay, if you haven't, let me know what you're working on. Y'all, let me know what you're working on in the chat. Several people have already chimed in what they're working on. I'm going to knock that Dragon Con stuff out and see how that works. So Emily, good to see you. Let us know what you're working on. Let us know how you're doing today. We love to know because we nosy bitches. What I got. That's what I got. James says, I could do all of the above. Set an alarm to come to Sunday night. Do the thing. Do the thing, my friend. I completely support this plan. All right. Okay, I'm going to do the first work I've done in ages. So let me start up our timer. Y'all ready? Let's get into it. Here we go. All right. That's the first sprint, y'all. How did you do? Welcome in, Sophia. Glad you could join us. Huzzah. Sophia's self-control is fading and she'd like to go buy something unhealthy. That is like every moment for me. I always want something unhealthy. I'm trying to do better. Oh, I'm not succeeding very well these days. So, how did everybody do? So now I remembered why I didn't remember. I understand why my subconscious was keeping me from that, from connecting to the volunteer eventity for the directors, because there was the PDF with the schedule for the coming year, which I need to put into my calendar. So that's what I've been working on. Like, so it wasn't actually a thing that only takes 2 minutes. It's clearly a thing that takes 30 minutes. So yeah, so I'm almost done. I did get through all of the pre-con deadlines, and then I just have a few more post-con deadlines to add. So I maintain a Google Calendar for all these deadlines, and I always make them like recurring annually, even though the actual date often changes. Um, so that way I can just move stuff around to where it goes rather than putting in a whole new event. But still, it's time consuming. So I'm almost done with that. So I'll finish that off at the beginning of this sprint, and then I'm going to send an email to my volunteers from Dragon Con letting them know when applications open for next year. So Anita did some social media odds and ends and outlined some chapters while trying to figure out how many chapters the book needs. Excellent. Sophia says, my brain is like, you can go buy a bag of chips and only have one small bowl. You can do that. Go do that. Yes, like you can just have one piece of candy instead of 10. You can do that. I mean, I understand. I have that same voice. I have that same voice. Resist, Sophia. Resist. So there are certain things I can just eat a couple of. Potato chips are actually one of those things. I will eat probably more than I should, but I won't like eat an entire huge bag of chips in one sitting. Like that is not my thing. I can, however, eat an entire thing of something sweet, particularly baked goods, in one sitting. Maybe not one sitting, but like over the course of the day, I can kill an entire box or bag or container or whatever of of baked goods and stuff. So I swear I need a food safe or something. I mean, I feel you. I feel you on that. I absolutely do that. So I have no I have no help for you. Just commiseration, my friend. Just commiseration. So how did everybody else do? So like I said, this round I'm gonna finish up those putting that stuff into the calendar, and then I'm gonna put together an email for my volunteers for Dragon Con to let them know, some important dates for them. Uh yeah, that's it. Um all right. Anybody else checking in? Checking in? Y'all, I'm tired. I am just, oh, I could go to bed. I could go to bed. I just want to sleep for an entire day. All right, let's get back into it. I cannot sleep for an entire day. So, 20 minutes, off we go, and then we'll take a little breaky break. Here we go. That was the timer, y'all. How did you do? How did you do? Yes, Ariel, I totally get it, but still, I feel like you could do some things. I'm just saying. That's what I feel like we need to do is we need to just kind of infiltrate and like just make a mess because they're already a mess. But we could make their mess very, very apparent. So, um, all right. How'd you do that round? A bowl of chips appeared before me. Uh-oh. And did you just eat the bowl of chips and did not go back and get more? It's really about like if you can actually portion out an amount, like a reasonable amount, and then stick with that amount, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Even if it's unhealthy, if you mostly eat healthy and then you have something unhealthy in a limited amount, that's okay. My problem with certain things, not everything, but certain things, is if you put it in front of me, I will want to refill it after it's empty and then keep eating it. I swear it walked here by itself. I mean, they do grow legs. That's a scientific fact. Anita says progress on the outline book now going to be 20 chapters. Cool, cool. Sophia says I can do it sometime. So wish me luck. It should last until it should last until Friday. Well, I think you can do it. See, chips aren't, like I said, chips aren't a big deal for me. I can give myself a little bowl and they're good. But man, there's some other stuff. There's certain things I will not buy unless I can get them in an individual pack because, yeah, I will smash that box. I mean, yeah, whatever it is, whatever the big, the multiple piece container is, I will eat that whole fucking thing. Certain things. So, all right, y'all, check in, check in, check in. But we get a little break. So I am going to go top off my tea and hit the restroom. So if you need to get something to eat, something to drink, you also need to use the facilities. This is a perfect time to do that. We set it aside to do those things specifically, or, whatever, dance a jig. I don't care. But if you have been with me this whole time, or even most of the time, and you've been sitting, at least get up out of your chair, move your body a little bit, get that blood circulating. And your first reminder, if you have not as yet taken your meds, and you should have taken your meds by now, please take your meds. I've taken most of my meds. I have 3 pills left. They're just multivitamins. So yeah, so I'm doing okay in that department. All right. Shall we be right back? I feel like we should be right back. All right, I'm going to start the music. Hopefully, there won't be an ad, but there probably will be. And I apologize if I am away and cannot preempt the ad, but I'll try. All right, be right back, y'all.
20th Century Studios presents Springsteen. Witness a true story of risking it all.
These new songs, they're the only thing making sense to me right now.
To fight for what you believe in.
This is not gonna be good for Bruce. I don't need to be perfect. I just want it to feel right.
Springsteen. Rated PG-13. Parental guidance suggested for children under 13. Now playing only in theaters.
Hey, that was good timing. I just sat back down. All right. Phew, I'm back. I have more tea. I fed the cat. She's actually eating. She's been super finicky the last day or two. It's getting on my nerves. All right. Are we ready to get into our third sprint? I am working on the email. I'm going to give my volunteers access to that calendar, but I'm also just in case they don't want to mess with it or in case they don't use Google Calendar. I'm also listing the ones that are important to them. And I'm missing like, I think I'm missing one. So, so I have to go back and look. All right. So, let me find my Spirit City. So I think we're going to move over to the window so that we can look at the stars for a while. I really like that background. Let me pull it out a little bit so you guys can see my cute background there and how I've decorated for Halloween. I'm gonna have to redecorate next week because then it'll be fall. So, all right. So we'll zoom back in, turn that off so you can actually see. All right. Y'all ready? I feel like I'm just talking to myself. I wonder if there's anybody over on YouTube. I'm not seeing anybody. If you're on YouTube, say hi in the chat because I'm also streaming to YouTube. But I don't think there's ever anybody who's on YouTube because I never, even when I pop over to see if there's anything in the chat, there's never anything in the chat. So if you're watching on YouTube, say something in the chat so that I know, so that I don't feel like that's a big waste of time. So, all right, but we're going to get going again. I got 20 minutes on the clock. Let's do it. Here we go. All right, y'all, that's the end of that sprint. How did we do? How did we do? As Rose noted, I did get the email sent out. And now I'm looking at the reviews that we got from the DragonCon app about the track. I already eyeballed it when it first came in, but I have to report back to my superiors about like what were overriding issues and what one thing are we going to do this year to improve stuff. So let's see. Yeah, it was fine last year. It was like March, but this year it was like DC expenses, next year DC charges, and then I had the Romance Con and then Multiverse. So I've got a lot of recovering to do now before the Spring Con season hits. I feel that. Um, yes, thank you, Rose, for the confirmation. That is literally the most productivity I've had this week. Anita worked on the newsletter. Uh, Rose is eating noms. Which noms are you eating, my friend? I'm actually getting hungry. My tummy's starting to growl a little bit. So, um, so probably what I'll do in the next at the next break, which is after this next sprint, is I'll grab some food and then I'll take that sprint off to eat stuff. So I use SendFox for the DragonCon guests, the guests, so that I can set up my surveys and stuff. Um, so yeah, so I use SendFox too, but not for my main newsletter. Mainly because I had already been with ConvertKit, which is now Kit, um, before SendFox even came out. So, punk. Let me see what I have. Because, we're using Spotify, so it's not as cut and dried and easy as, oh my God, why can I not grab this to move it over? It won't let me grab the Spotify. I literally cannot grab the Spotify app thing. Ooh, wrong thing. Hang on. That's Spotify. There. I can't grab it to move it over. Okay, there we go. Now I can grab it. I had to minimize it and then make it bigger again. Okay, so let me see if I got anything punk-like. There's rock alternative. Um, I've got rock alternative. That's probably the closest I've got to punk. I know I was supposed to look for punk, but then I forgot. So, does rock alternative sound okay? Oh, I lost it. Where did it? Oh, I already have it open. Okay, we can try it. If you don't like it, I'll move to something else. It is spooky season, and I do have spooky music. So that might be a backup. Rose says, I got a Greek suddenly pasta box thing. I never made it before, but wanted something different. I dressed it up with calamatas and chickpeas and feta. It's good. I used to eat that when it first came out. It first came out when I was in my 20s. I used to eat the hell out of that shit. And next time, I think I'll get some fresh cucumbers and tomatoes for it. It's like 3 days worth of lunch. Yeah. I mean, they're good. They're good. Um, yeah, SendFox was made. Okay, so if you decide you want to do SendFox, let me know because I got mine like for way cheaper than their regular survey through fuck, AppSumo. So we can look and see if AppSumo has a special going with them. It's a cheaper service option with a lifetime price instead of a subscription. There are some limitations. You have to pay closer attention to opens and subscribes, but it works for me. Yeah, I can't eat bell peppers, so a lot of these suddenly pasta salad things have like dried bell peppers in them, so I have to be careful. Understood. Understood. All right, so we're going to try the royalty-free rock and alternative. I do not know if they have words to them. I will try to fast forward if they have words, and I imagine there will be at least one ad. during our sprint because there were no ads during the break, which means there's one coming. They do have a good customer service too. Yeah, SendFox was actually built by writers for writers. So it's actually specifically writer friendly. I need to make a new newsletter for the Secret Side project, but I don't know if I want to stick with Mailer Lite or not after the recent hike. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. Anyway, okay, so let's get into it, y'all. Sorry, I had a jaggedy nail going on. Okay, so we're going to do music thanks to Ariel. We'll see how it goes. Ariel, if you decide you want me to change it, just let me know. Like I said, I'm going to try to fast forward through anything that has words, but they may all have words. I don't know. And then also, what was the other thing? Oh, there's probably going to be an ad, so I'll mute it during the ad. Thank you for feeding the dragon! Yay! Huzzah! I still don't hear that sound, which is hilarious to me. So, all right. So I have got 20 minutes on the clock. Wait a minute, I lost my... Where is my Spirit City? There it is. Okay, it was under the Spotify and the Excel sheet and literally everything else and everything else going on my screens. Okay, let me move it back over here. All right, y'all ready? Let's do the thing. Here we go.
It's cool, just lying here on the floor. Cold towels.
Halloween on Disney Plus. Watch frightful family favorites like Hocus Pocus and Tim Burton's
Esta es una manzana.
I was watching, hang on, let me stop the music. I was watching the timer and it had 23 seconds left, and then I got completely sidetracked by what I was reading again. So, yeah, so, all right. Yes, Sophia is indeed awesome. It's true. It's true. It's true. So, how'd you guys do? So Sophia wrote something. I love it. So I've been going through the comments on the Dragon Con app feedback and making myself lists. One are observations for I have to send an email with one observation. And then some notes that people have given me for like next year, and then notes on moderators, and stuff. So I'm still chugging. I'm about probably not quite a quarter of the way through. So yeah. Let's see. Sophia has a goal for the new year to shorten her 0 to writing time. Okay, I love that. So what's, oh, you have a goal, but you don't have a plan yet. Got it. Anita's almost done with the newsletter. Yes. Sophia says not fucking about for hours before getting writing done. Okay, that's the plan. Got it. I mean, I have that plan too, but I'm awful at it. Rose says, just out of curiosity, how many comments did you get? Well, I don't know how many comments I got, but we got 672 people who rated at least one app. But the number of comments is less because not everybody left actual comments. A lot of them were, we need a bigger room, and stuff like that. But there is not a bigger room available to us at this time. So I'm not sure where that's going to go. So yeah. Sophie says it's a mindset that I don't have. Also me. That's not a plan. That's still just the goal. A plan would require knowing how to go about it. Exactly. Ariel says nothing done that round because it's break time. Yes. I love that for you. Let's see. Rose says, wow, that's a lot of great amount of ratings though. Yeah, it was a little less than the average. But our overall, for the whole con, our overall number of ratings has dropped. Not the ratings itself, but the number of people who actually went in and rated, which means that not a lot of people were, not as many people weren't pushing it as much as they were, like people in the track rooms, like directors and volunteers and stuff across the con weren't pushing it as much as they should have. So let's see. I'm also in this group. I mean, I feel like an awful lot of us are in that group, if I'm being real honest. So, but speaking of a break, we get a break. So, I need to grab some food because I haven't eaten since breakfast and it's time. I think I'm gonna top off my tea. I've still got about half a cup, but I'm down there, so I may as well. So also, if you need something to eat, something to drink, if you need to use the restroom, this is a great time to do it because we're taking the time for that. And also, if you've been sitting for a long time, please get up and move around a little bit because that will help your muscles as you get older. And if you have not as yet taken your meds, and you should have taken your meds by now, please take your meds. I have one pill left. So yeah. All right. So I'm going to be right back. We're going to let the music continue to play. Let me get my red timer out and put 5 minutes on it. And then I will be back, when I'm back. All right. Be right back, y'all. I'm back. We got about a little over a minute left on our break. So, hello, James. Welcome back. Kind of missed you a little bit. So, I hope your meetings went well and you got, you know, got stuff done you needed to get done. So, what else is going on? I'm drinking out of well, it's the old one, it's the tribe one, but representing. So, I'm tired. Oh, so if you weren't at Multiverse, which several of you here were not, um, we announced next year's guests of honor, sorry. So I've been like sitting on one of them forever. So one of them who is going to be awesome, and if you don't know who he is, you should look him up. His name is Jesse, Jesse, Holland, like the country. Well, really, it's not a country; it's more like an area of the country. But anyway, and so he is fabulous. I met him at Dragon Con last year. Hang on, timer's going on. And sat down with him at dinner with several other people, and he's just real smart. And we're really excited to have him. And the other guest of honor is Martha Wells. So I've literally been sitting on the Martha Wells thing for like almost a year. Like it has been like I have had such restraint, y'all. Will you read Murderbot now? I will. It's probably more likely I'll watch the TV show than read the book because I have so many books I'm behind on. So it's more likely I'll watch the show, but I will at least be more familiar with it than I currently am right now. So I don't know how you kept that to yourself. It was hard. I did tell one or two people, but it was people I knew I could like count on to not say anything to anybody. But like, girl, it's been hard. It was very, very, very difficult. Sophia says I'm doing a reread November. We could do mini book club. I don't have the energy for that. The collective gasp when she was being announced at closing ceremonies. Yes, and like I feel like closing ceremonies was all the best stuff because like when we announced the amount we actually raised for the Trevor Project and we announced the guests about it, everybody was like shook the fuck up, all of them. um Let's see. Sophia said, okay, but honey, just remember I will cease all contact with you if you ever refer to Murderbot as a he just because it's played by a dude. Oh, Murderbot is actually a she. I feel like I knew that already. So I will always refer to Murderbot as she. How about that? That's annoying. Why would they cast a dude? I mean, you don't have to tell me why. I know why. Fucking patriarchy. Also, Murderbot is so massively miscast. It's ridiculous. Most movies were miscast. They did the same thing with Dresden Files. Not the guy who played Dresden so much, but like the women. Yeah, we're not. Yeah, they were not. Women are never cast correctly, period. Um, oh, Murderbot is an it. Got it. Murderbot is a Ken doll under the clothes. Oh man, I love that. So yeah, so if you feel, if you feel like you kind of wanted to maybe do multiverse and you're not particularly local, I mean, you can start saving your pennies now. You've got plenty of time. I'm just saying. Also, guest applications open on January 1st. If you're if you're somebody who's, published and has lots of books. I'm just saying. All right. I'm not complaining about Skarsgård though. I have found that I like any actor whose last name is Skarsgård. Like that is a very talented family, is what I'm saying. So, all right, but I'm hungry, so I need to eat. So I'm gonna be off camera for probably most of this sprint while I eat. I'm not gonna play music because I'm probably like don't purchase music this round. We can if you want music, we'll do it the next round, maybe. Although the next round is probably gonna be the last sprint, close to the last sprint. But we'll see. We'll see what goes on. So yeah, so I'm gonna eat something because I'm starting to get hangry and nobody wants that. James said, I mean, did anyone ask Murderbot how they feel about it? So many people don't ask their computer friends how they feel. Take Shelly. She is very a she, kind of a bitch, but a she. Shelly is my work computer, by the way. Do not talk about Shelly like that because she will like, the gods will visit you in, curses, and Shelly will make that happen. Like, seriously, now. Murderbot rejects all gender. I think that's a good plan. All right, let's get into it. Let me find my my Spirit City. There it is. All right, y'all. Like I said, oh, so they're ace. Excellent. Okay, so we got 20 minutes. Let's get going. Like I said, I'm going to be off camera, but I'll be at the computer. So, I'm happy to be in the chat or whatever. But I need to eat because I'm hungry and I'm having a Lunchable with cookies because I'm a fucking adult and can do what I want. All right, 20 minutes. Here we go. Okay, y'all. That sprint is done. I ate my lunch, so I'm feeling better. I didn't realize how hungry I was. So, how'd you do that round? How'd you do? So, I ate and, excuse me. Then I shifted back over to working on the spreadsheet. Lots of good information. So, still making notes. So, that's probably going to carry me through to the end of the stream. Let's see. Sophia finished the scene she was working on. Yes, good job. It counts as a day of writing if there is any work done, any work at all. I agree. Um, Sophia says I need 4 writing days per week. It's a goal. That sounds good. That sounds doable, especially since you're not saying, oh, I'm going to write for 3 hours, for 4 days a week or whatever. Because sometimes when you're not able to make that, you think it doesn't count. Not you specifically, but generally. You think it doesn't count, but it does. Every single word, every single idea, every single 5 minutes where you're trying to work through a part of your plot or something that's giving you trouble or whatever, every single moment of that it counts. So yeah. Okay, so how'd everybody else do? So I think this is gonna be our last sprint, but it's gonna be a longer sprint. We're gonna do 25 minutes. And I'm gonna go find somebody to raid. We'll go see. It's been a long time. I'm not sure who will be out there. But yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. But we're gonna do a longer. Let me put another 5 minutes on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So
Rose Evenstar 21 just redeemed Octomuse.
thank you, my friend. I just got my hair cut. I'm not sure if my hair is long enough to put up. I think it should be, but we'll see. Thank you, Rose, for the Octomuse. Let's see. Anita got a promo graphic done for the pre-order. Awesome. Yeah, my hair is just barely long enough. Ariel is stuck on day job stuff. Luckily, I've been able to get words down in the evening recently. Excellent. Okay, let's see if I've got that on there well. Are we facing the right way, people? There we go. All right, let me fix my camera a little so you guys can actually see Octomuse. There we go. There we go. Thank you, Rose. Okay. Yeah, stick that cigar in your hair to hold it up. I can use almost anything to hold my hair up. It's not a cigar, though. It's a hair stick. But I used a straw at the dance party because I didn't have any hair sticks on me. So I asked the bartender for a straw, and he gave me a straw, and I put my hair up. I remember Kofi thought it was a cigar. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Um, yeah, if it's solid enough to have some sort of, as long as it's not too mushy, like I can't use a paper straw if it's been used at all, because then it weakens it. Um, and if I accidentally bend it while I'm trying to put it in, like crease it, then I have trouble. But generally speaking, if it's, you know, this is going to be bad. If it's long enough and firm enough. Yeah, I killed myself. Okay. Emily says, ooh, you should get those hair sticks that look like swords. Yes, I've seen those. I'm not, it depends on what they're made of, because if they're actually, because I've seen ones that are actually made of metal. But my hair is, as I've gotten older, my hair is thinner. Uh, my hair is thinner, so it doesn't hold heavy things like it used to. But I do have this pretty one I got from Winnie Tata. It was earlier this year. I think it might have been at Conjurate. But isn't that cute? So I don't hardly wear it because my hair hasn't really been long enough. And then it did get long enough. And I can't use it for Octomuse because it's got this cute little spell bottle on the end. And and I don't want to break it. So I haven't really used it very much. So let's see. Yeah. Angel left a small blurb to the new series in the chat. Yay! We love that. I need to get back into the Discord. Y'all, it's been part of my avoidance. Um, it feels like too much. Once I get, and that's the whole thing. It's like once I get messages down to a manageable level, then I'm okay. But like until that point, I'm just like avoid, avoid, avoid when I'm feeling overwhelmed. Although, excuse me, I will say it's not as bad as it was before multiverse, my feeling of overwhelmed. I'm not feeling as overwhelmed. I'm just tired at this point. But I'm, like I said, I'm giving myself grace through the end of the month. Next week, I will really start buckling down because I need to get back to writing. I need to get back to it, in part because, I'm not bringing in any money. All the events I go to, everybody's bought all my books already. So, so I need to write more. Yeah, so that's going to be part of next week's big projects is getting that shit together. I actually want to finish. I had early at the beginning of the year, I had started revising some short stories to do a short story um collection, but I didn't finish, so I need to go back, and I have a couple other shorts, and like I have a novella that was supposed to be published, but then that they decided not to do that, so I have an entire novella that I can use in there. So yeah, so I need to get back to that because that'll be fun, I think. All right. This is a small blurb about the Lycan Academy series duology. A wolfless woman, a king in disguise, an academy built on lies. When fate draws them together, secrets buried for centuries will claw their way into the light. Oh, that's very good. That is excellent. Good job, Angel. Good job. Huzzah. I feel like you hit a lot of really good notes in that. So, okay, but we need to get going. Thank you for sharing that with us, Angel. Okay, I've got 25 minutes on the clock. Let's do it. Here we go. Sorry, y'all. I was not paying attention to the time. I was throughout the entire sprint. I kept checking the time, and then I stopped. So, thank you, Rose, for the Octo Muse. So, I can let my hair down. How did everybody do that round? So, I've been going through the comments, and I'm still like I'm a third of the way through. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. So, so yeah. So how'd you guys do? Let me know in the chat. I am going to go over the events of the coming week as I know them. Let me fast go to there we go. Okay. Sophia changed into PJs and thinks she's gonna head to bed soon. Valid choice, my friend. Thank you for hanging out. I missed you. I missed all y'all. So next week, like I said, we'll be back on regular sprint schedule. Thank you for feeding the dragon. Anita finished as much of the newsletter as she could without the pre-order link. Excellent. Excellent. I'm not going to be here tomorrow, Sophia. Tomorrow's my last, is the last appointment for my mom's radiation. So I'm not going to be here. But next week we'll be back onto a regular schedule. So Rose says, I like the dragon to have a happy face. Happy face. Yay. All right, let me go over the events of the coming week as I know them. So tonight at 8 p.m., we have our Work It Wednesday with Dalen on the Discord. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. These are all Eastern Time. This event, this is probably going to be the last thing before November starts. So he's going to be doing, my understanding is he's going to be doing, it's going to be like sprints for planning and getting ready for the month of November, where there are still a lot of cool stuff going on that is sort of nano-ish, but of course not nano itself. So again, tomorrow we are not going to have Twitch sprints. We'll be back on our regular schedule next week. But at 7 p.m. we do have writing sprints with Amelia from 7 until 9. And then on Friday, I will be back for our co-working. So I did do co-working last weekend too. But we will be doing our co-working from 1 until 2:30-ish as usual. And then our very own Autumn will be doing Twitch sprints from 3 until 5. And then at 7 p.m., Amelia will be doing her writing sprints again from 7 till 9. Then on Saturday, James, who may or may not be out there right now, has his Saturday Discord sprints from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. And then again at 8 p.m., Autumn will be doing her Twitch sprints from 8 until 11 p.m. Saturday night. On Sunday morning at 10 a.m., we have the Sunday morning write-in with Lisa Raby. She goes from 10 until 12. When she's not doing that, like when she's unable to do that, usually Dalen will do some writing sprints on Discord during that time. But Lisa's is on Meet, Google Meet. All right. Then at 3 o'clock, Autumn again does her Twitch sprints from 3 till 5. Then on Sunday evening, 7 p.m., we have our usual Zoom chat. I have put the event up, so you can pop into the Facebook group, go into the events section, and find the Sunday event to vote on the topic or topics of your choice. All right. On, let's see, on Monday, 2 p.m., we have Twitch sprint. No, not Twitch sprints. I mean, he also does it on Twitch. Sprints and meditation with Joe Compton. He does it on the Go Indie Now Twitch, the Go Indie Now YouTube, and my YouTube channel. So you can pop onto any of those and you can do writing sprints and meditation with Mr. Compton from 2 until 4. I think we have changed Go Indie Now Late Night News to the first Monday of the month, which means that Monday night at 8 p.m. we would be doing Go Indie Now Late Night News. But I need to confirm that with Joe or whether we're taking the rest of the year off. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We don't know. All right. Tuesday, 7 p.m. we have writing sprints with Miss Amelia from 7 until 9. Then on Wednesday, we'll be right back here again. Right back here again. All right. I need to make events for my O House streams. I also need to make events for my O House streams. So, so Rose, if you want to make a TWT logo like graphic with the O House logo in it for me because I'm awful at it, I would never ever ever turn that down. I'm just saying. All right. Yeah, so there's Autumn there in the chat going, yeah. So, all right. Let me pop back over to wait a minute. Where did I have Twitch up? I forgot to actually open the creator dashboard part. All right. So we are going to, they're on a the tail end of their break. We are going to raid a new friend. Let me find, let me get that open. Let me find them. There she is. Okay. We are rating JC Boom. They've got like a minute and a half left on their break. She's not actually sitting at the she's not actually on camera right now. So I don't know. I'm sure she'll be back. But we're gonna go ahead and raid. Here we go, y'all. I'm setting up the raid. Thank you as always for being here with me. You guys are fabulous. I love you very much, and I missed you so much. You have no idea. So I will see you next Wednesday, or if you come to co-working on Friday, I'll see you sometime in the next few days. All right, y'all. Have a good day. We'll see you later.
Oh, Raiders Troop. Welcome, Raiders. Okay. Welcome, Raiders.